Hey guys, it is Raven, and I'm here with another video for guys. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the dumbest things to come out of TikTok this year, and that is the super straight movement. Now, if you were like me 2 days ago, you're probably asking yourself, what is the super straight movement? Well, in this video, I'm going to answer that question. So anyways, this whole thing started out a few weeks ago when this TikToker by the name of Kyle Royce posted this TikTok saying that he was, quote, super straight. And his reasoning for this is because a lot of people are calling him transphobic because he didn't want to date trans women, which I just gotta preface, if you have a preference for cis women, like you don't want to date trans women, that's completely fine, all right? That's a preference, that's not transphobia. However, in this TikTok, he said, I don't want to date trans women because they're not real women, okay? That is the problem. See, the transphobic part of this movement is a lot of the, quote, super straight people are saying that trans women aren't real women, and that's the problem, all right? That's the transphobia part. And I'm just gonna play this TikTok for you guys so you get the whole context of the situation.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality, you know?
And you can see in that video, he says that trans women aren't real women. And like I said just before, that's the problem. That's the transphobic part. So anyways, you know, over the next few days, a lot of people were making TikToks, coming out saying that they're, quote, super straight. And they even came up with a super straight pride flag. I'm not kidding. They actually have a pride flag for this. It's basically half black, half orange. And there's actually a super straight Twitter account, which actually put out this tweet on March 5th, a few days ago, that says, what is super straight? This is a new sexuality that means that you're only attracted to cisgender women or men. This was made due to the influx of people saying that you aren't straight if you aren't attracted to trans women / men. We are part of LGBTQ+ now. The last part of the tweet where it says we are part of LGBTQ+ now, that's one of the biggest problems of this whole movement, is that it's straight people trying to weed themselves in to the movement, okay? See, this is the problem. It's like LGBTQ people struggle so much to gain acceptance in society, and now we have this bullshit movement trying to weed themselves in and just be like, hey, even though that we're straight and it's a heteronormative society and, you know, we have the privilege of being straight and cis, we're just gonna, you know, weed ourselves into your movement and kind of just, you know, at the same time just be openly transphobic because, quote, trans women aren't real women. Like, what kind of bullshit are you guys on? Like, who dropped you on your head as a baby? I don't know, it just like blows my mind how just openly transphobic these people are. Like, they aren't even trying to hide it anymore. They're just openly being transphobic, and it pisses me off so much. And the thing is like a lot of these people are just using this movement to basically demean people for basically just trying to oppress trans women, all right? Like, as if they're like, oh, it's like, oh, they're men. They're like, no, they're fucking women, okay? Trans women are women, trans men are men, okay? If you want to identify as a gender, that's okay. And I just want to let everyone know that whatever your sexuality, whatever your preferences, you're valid, all right? Like, to all the LGBTQ people watching this, you're valid, all right? But the thing is like, if you don't want to date trans women, I don't understand why this whole super straight thing has to exist, okay? If you just want to just date the opposite gender, that's just, you're just straight. You're not super straight, you're just straight, okay? That's it. That kind of reminds me of that whole drama that happened on Twitter when Twitch used women with an X instead of an E. The purpose with that is like they're trying to be like inclusive, but like that whole term was made by a bunch of TERFs to try to demean trans women, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, we already have terms in place for these sort of things. Like, why do we have to make like extra terms for this stuff? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, in this video, I was gonna look at the r/super straight subreddit, but unfortunately it was taken down. So instead, we're gonna be looking at some super straight TikToks, which, and I'm just warning you, a lot of these are super transphobic and just an entire cringe fest. So just brace yourselves for the stupidity that we're about to delve into.
Ever since coming out as super straight, all we've gotten is hate from the people that have worked so hard for equal rights. This is bullshit.
Okay, what is this man on about? He's like, oh, us super straight people, we're being oppressed. You know, we're struggling. We're receiving hate from the people that are supposedly pushing equality. What the fuck? When have straight people been oppressed? Like, tell me, when the fuck have straight people been oppressed? And I'm not just saying like maybe like a couple like instances. I'm talking about like on a societal level, like where society as a whole is oppressive towards straight people. Like not just a couple people on Twitter. I'm talking about like society as a whole. None. Exactly. That's my point. Okay. And this is the thing. I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with being straight. I'm not trying to attack straight people. I'm not trying to attack cis people. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show that this entire movement is fucking stupid. Okay. We already have the term straight. Okay. You don't need to identify it as super straight. Now for this next TikTok, I have to remove the audio because the music is copyrighted, but he basically says, I just want to say that I'm proud to be part of the LGBTQS+. S+? Like this just reminds me of like that one Ugandan interviewer where the dude was like, why are you gay? And he's like, LGBTQ. Where's the S?
LGBTI.
I am
Lesbians,
an activist,
gays,
bisexual,
transgender, and intersexuals.
let me tell you something.
Where's the H?
There's no S in LGBTQ because straight people are not LGBTQ. That's why there's no S, okay? And this is the problem. Like, they're trying to put themselves in the movement when it's not for them, okay? If you're not LGBTQ, that's fine. You're not being oppressed. You're not fucking being oppressed. Holy shit. Apologies to all headphone users. I just had to get that off my chest. Like, this shit makes me cringe so much.
I think the super straight movement / identity is hilarious. But at the same time, it's exposing the hypocrisy of the social justice warriors on the trans side of things. This guy created an identity using their rules, their guidelines, and a play from their playbook.
Okay, he did not create this from our quote rule book, okay? You can't be straight and be LGBTQ, okay? That's just like, I explained this like 3 times in this video. It just doesn't work, all right? It just does not compute. It's like trying to solve 0 divided by 0. It just doesn't work.
And the social justice warriors are going apeshit about it. The LGBTQ community, a majority of them, are loving it, showing support. I've seen some awesome videos.
This man really just said majority of the LGBTQ movement is supporting the super straight movement. What the actual fuck? I can vouch for majority of the LGBTQ movement right now. We don't fuck with it. This is not okay, all right? Like I said earlier, if you don't want to date a trans person because you have a preference, that's fine. Don't be transphobic. Like, this shit's not okay. Like, I don't understand why this man's going on about how like LGBTQ people are okay with this, okay? Because we're not okay with it because this whole movement is transphobic. That's why.
Straight people who prefer naturally born men or women of the opposite sex are getting tired of being called transphobic. And seriously, it's no different than the majority of white people getting tired of being labeled racist because they're white.
Okay, I think we damn well know who this guy voted for in the 2020 election.
The ignorance and stupidity behind this stuff is astounding. I mean, common sense is seriously lacking in the world today.
Yeah, common sense really is lacking in the world today, and you're the one that's lacking it.
And if you have it, they hate you and try to cancel you. I have a real question also that adds to this. To my friends of the gay community, you could very well be next. You could be classified transphobic also because you prefer naturally born women or men of the same sex.
This guy really gonna say that we're going next after gay people. Okay, after watching that video, I think I'm just gonna have to go wash my eyes out for like an entire hour because I'm scarred, all right? Okay, all jokes aside, like that was one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard in my life. Like, my day is ruined because of that. Like, this man woke up and just chose transphobia, okay? Man, like, he ain't even trying to hide it, all right? He's just playing life on veteran mode right now. Okay, we've been looking at a lot of cringe throughout this video, but I want to end this video off with a high note because I'm just tired of looking at all this transphobia. So at least there's one person on TikTok with some common sense. Now, I can't play the audio because there's copyrighted music, but I'm going to just read it for you guys. To clarify, being super straight is transphobic. Not dating a trans person is fine, but not wanting to date a trans person because they're trans is. Since you don't perceive them as the gender they identify as, you are literally rejecting their existence and all the trans existence as a whole. Thank you. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Finally, someone said it. Finally, someone actually fucking said it. Finally. I'm just I'm so tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of all this bullshit. I'm sorry that I'm swearing so much, but my God, people are so stupid. But anyways, I know I normally say I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but I guess what I'm gonna say is I hope you guys learned something and just learned how idiotic this whole movement is, and it just makes me so mad. I mean, it's already hard enough being a trans woman in society, and believe me, my struggles aren't as bad as someone else because I have the privilege of being white. So for me, I have a lot easier time getting acceptance than a lot of other people. And also I live in a country where, I mean, yeah, we have like transphobic bullshit like this, but at least there's also a lot of people that do support me. So I do have to say that I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful for the fact that I do have people and I do have a community that supports me with how I want to identify. And I just want to end this note by saying any trans people, any LGBTQ people, you know, don't let this movement deter you from expressing how you want to be, and just don't let these transphobes get to you. I know it's easier said than done. Like, obviously words can hurt, all right? I understand words can hurt, but just try your best. Like, if you have to, you know, shut your phone off, you know, go off social media for a while, that's okay. Like, social media detoxing is okay. Just don't let these transphobic people tell you how to feel about yourself and tell you how to identify, because it is okay to identify with how you want to identify with, and you are valid. But anyways, make sure to go follow me on all my social medias and check out my music. All that stuff will be linked in the description down below, and I will see you guys on my next video.
When you look at my eyes, you can tell I don't play games with people. I hang with about our things, so I be cutting ties with people who be acting fake. Can't get caught up in no stupid shit. Trying to strive and stay alive and hit. For the top, I cut ties with people who be acting fake and feeling lies. I can't let my shit die. Trying to